woodwork and so on. But you also have a CVQ in joinery, which means you can make a table. There are very specific things that anybody seeing that CVQ knows that you can do. So for employment purposes, it's like having a double award because you have the subject and you have the CVQ.
No, that's excellent. I mean, that's something I'm prepared to help support and promote if I could, because I really feel that's where education has let us down.
And we've done work on a framework of qualification so people can see. The idea is not to for people to better understand how does the Caribbean primary exit assessment fit with the CVQs, fit with the CSEC, fit with CAPE, with associate degrees. So within that framework, you can see the connections and the pathways. Our objective in CXC is to create a sort of seamless assessment universe where anybody can see from where you are, you can see the pathways to success to where you want to go. Because the separation of these exams in silos, as happened in the past, cannot be a feature of the future. I'm sure you know people from St. Vincent who may have dropped out of primary school, and had gone to a place like the US. They did their GED, they went on to do an associate degree, masters, come back years later, serious professionals.
Absolutely.
Had they remained in our societies, they may not have had that opportunity because it's a sentence for life, the certification that you get. And we need to break those barriers, that education is a continuous thing, and we need to create the opportunities and the pathways.
Microsoft, Facebook, these people need sharp programmers. Again, another area that we make a mistake is we start to teach IT when the curiosity and the willingness to take risks have already been impaired.
But I'll tell you something, I think that's the power of what has been done in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think it was a stroke of genius to provide those netbooks, those notebooks to primary school kids at the level that they're being provided. I mean, I've heard criticisms of the move, and I was here a week before this FDCC exercise actually talking to a range of stakeholders in St. Vincent, and we were at Peace Memorial Hall having some meetings with stakeholders, and I wanted to use the internet to show live, in fact, some learning portals that we've created in CXC that are free to students. And we just couldn't get on the internet, and then they said there were some kids downstairs using it because apparently there's internet in the building. So I went downstairs and just masses of primary school kids with their notebooks doing all kinds of things like, you know, like bees to a honey pot, just feeding off the internet. And I mean, I spoke to those children, and the pride, they showed me what they could do. Some of them had it a week, and what they were able to do within, you know, without even formal instruction on the use of the machine in the space of a week is incredible.
They're going to be teaching the teachers, but that comes out of the book, The Earth is Flat. The name's just gone from me.
Friedman.
Thomas Friedman. And they did an experiment that I've always struck me in that book. They placed in India, in one of the poorest communities, on a corner street, a hole in the wall, and they left it. They never told the children it was there, they never introduced them to anything, and they came back 6 weeks and were amazed at what these children were doing. They were writing their own programs. Read the story, it's in The Earth is Flat. And it proves that this technology today has got to be delivered to the children. Absolutely. You know, we teach IT. Who we teaching it to? Kids who have already been.
I'll tell you an interesting story, Jerry. There are 7 people around the world who, in the event of a cataclysmic disaster, would be flown to the United States to some secret mountainside to reactivate the base of the internet. And one of those 7 people is a Caribbean person from Trinidad and Tobago. He's under 40. His name is Bevan, I can't remember his surname, but Bevan something. And I met him on a flight to Los Angeles, and we spoke for about 5 or 6 hours. And he has started this Caribbean ICT roadshow. I don't know if it's been to St. Vincent as yet, but every year they go to a different country. And the whole thing is about innovation by children and by students in programming and development of apps. We are going to we discuss at length the potential for collaboration between CXC and the Caribbean ICT Roadshow, because what we'd like to do, especially using the Android platform, which is open source, to challenge our IT students as the SBA to write apps for mobile using Android and other platforms.
And Apple.
And the truth is, with the tools that they are today, it's not as difficult as it was a few years ago.
Angry Birds, I don't know if you know something about Angry Birds game. This was written by a 13-year-old. And I mean, imagine what our kids can do if given that opportunity.
And if
so if we make that, imagine if we make that part of our assessment mode in CXC. Like your SBA for IT is to write a mobile app or something. You know how exciting that would be for our students, and what kind of innovation can come out of that?
I know one of the things that will definitely come out of that approach is the whole collaboration, because technology today is based a lot on collaboration. For example, Apple. Steve Jobs comes up with an idea, he throws it out, even to the cleaners. They have a chance to go into this portal and give a suggestion. That is why their products are always so user-friendly. Because everybody, an engineer for Apple working in Timbuktu, can have his input. It's not just a Steve Jobs thing. And I think, I watch it with my own son. Collaboration. I watch it with my own son. They're always on there, they're playing their games, they're collaborating with the games that they play. You know, video games, some people think are bad, but there's a good side. I think what is needed is management, because they teach some very, very important skills. You know, and their homework, they collaborate along, whether it's on Messenger or what. So we need to build that whole concept of collaboration in the region, and I think that's where we need to go.
And I mentioned that Learning Portal, you'll be hearing more about it. We've not formally launched it, but we have 50,000 hits a month happening on it. It's something called www.notesmaster.com. And it's every examination we offer, the syllabus, interactive learning resources to support it. It's absolutely free for teachers and students, and it's built on the power of collaboration.
I hope you have the what must I call it, the technology support, the really heavy hits.
No, we do. It's all in the cloud.
It's in the cloud now. Well, you have sufficient resources in that regard. As we come towards the end, what would you like to be the legacy? You've been with this early childhood development for 10 years. It's moved in a different direction. Susan Branker, looking back, would like to hear people say that she achieved what?
Well, if I go to the vision for the FDCC, and it's a vision that I myself have bought into, and one that I feel very passionately about, that we give all Caribbean children from all socioeconomic backgrounds the opportunity to reach their maximum potential. And I would like, as an individual and certainly as part of this wonderful foundation, to leave a legacy where, as one director says, that we become almost extinct, because we have done such a wonderful job of ensuring that all Caribbean children are placed on a level playing field and are given that opportunity. I always say it just starts with an opportunity. If given an opportunity, the potential is there to do enormous things. And I would like that to be the legacy that I leave behind, that a greater proportion of those who are poor and disadvantaged can reach the pinnacle in life. That would be something that would make me smile every day.
I would give you one that you should put in. Make sure that the male issue is solved.
And the male issues are resolved, definitely. But all children